So we're talking about Bluesky, which was an initiative announced by Twitter a couple of years ago now at this point, to build a decentralized social media protocol. And it had previously been unhelmed. And yesterday we learned who was going to be running this project for Twitter. Twitter picked a crypto developer named Jay Graber, and she had worked previously as a developer for Zcash, the privacy coin project. Has also worked with Ethereum, trying to do various applications to prove trust online in a way that's decentralized and private. So an interesting pick by Jack Dorsey's Twitter here to run the Bluesky initiative. Someone with privacy chops, someone who's been thinking about decentralized social media for a number of years now, and someone who is deeply steeped in the world of crypto. I think this is a really interesting signal. I know it's something we've been looking for. We've been looking for more details about what Bluesky was going to be looking like and what projects they would endeavor, and especially who was going to be leading up the effort. So the selection of Jay Graber yesterday definitely caused waves within various crypto circles and was quite notable in my opinion. I'm going to kick this over to you, Naomi. Jay Graber worked as a developer with Zcash until late 2018, definitely sort of steeped in online privacy skills. What do you think this indicates for what Twitter is building in the realm of decentralized social media?
Yeah, I think it's super bullish, actually. The fact that they did choose someone who has a firm foundation in development in the privacy community. It's interesting because we've spoken about Bluesky on the show before and not really had much information about it. I still feel like we don't have much information about it. It seems to be this thing that's occasionally thrown out at press conferences. But a lot of people have been asking me details like, what is this? How does this work? And there's just very little information out there. It is interesting that now we get a better glimpse of where they are in the process, and really this hasn't been started as yet. So Jay says that I've been working closely with a group of thinkers and builders from the decentralized social ecosystem. We published an ecosystem review in January, and my next step will be hiring for the Bluesky team. So it's clear that they don't have a team set up there, but with Jay at the helm, it seems very interesting. I mean, I presume they're going to be people who are firmly grounded in the ethos of decentralization, and I'm very excited to see that. I'm also excited to see Jay mention, this firmly builders in the decentralized social ecosystem, because this isn't just Twitter doing this. You have a bunch of different people exploring how do we decentralize social media. And what Bluesky seems to be talking about is having some sort of identity, some sort of data that you can plug into any network of your choosing, so that you're not just at the behest of whoever controls that platform. You kind of control the data yourself and can move that around. If that's the world that we're moving towards, that's really exciting. So I wish them the best of luck there. But Zach, I'll throw back to you. I saw your hand go up.
Yeah, I was just looking back at the initial coverage when this was first announced, and it just really reminded me of the rollout around Square Crypto, right? Which is, at a remove from the Cash App and its Bitcoin buying and selling functionality. Square Crypto was a team that was a little skunk work team that was spun up by Jack Dorsey, who also runs Square. And similarly, he picked Steve Lee, and it took a while for them to settle on what they were going to focus on. I think it was Lightning wallets and Lightning development that little team is ultimately focused on. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Bluesky team ultimately focuses on. And it seems to be sort of a similar playbook to what Jack instituted at Square with Square Crypto. So I'm really curious to see what's next to come out from the Bluesky initiative. Jen, I saw your hand up. I definitely want to throw it to you.
Yeah, you guys kind of covered everything I was going to say. I mean, Naomi, off the back of what you were saying, what is this? What is it going to look like? Those were my same questions. And it was just really exciting news this morning to see who's going to be heading this up. I think Jay definitely has the network to bring to life a platform like the one that you were describing. And so I think we're just going to get more and more news as we move forward as to what Bluesky is going to look like. And my fingers are crossed that it is the decentralized social platform that we are all imagining, and it can propel us into an exciting future. But Will, I see you nodding away there. What are your takes on this story?
Well, I might have a tip actually for Mr. Seward on the show here. I was in a Clubhouse conversation the other day, and apparently the Bluesky team has had some early and small conversations so far with Microsoft's decentralized identity team, which is also kind of interesting to see. Like, you have multiple players in this space interested in working with decentralized tech, not just cryptocurrency in general. People are wondering, how do you make a reputation system online that's decentralized and protects personal property, including your identity? So really exciting to see that. It's really, go ahead.
I was going to say, that's the team at Microsoft that's led up by a notable Bitcoiner whose name is escaping me at the moment, but we've definitely covered a lot of their work in the past. Anyway.
Yeah, so just like to kind of close out that thought, it's encouraging to see that this is kind of the direction a lot of projects are going, especially like the larger players in the room. They see that there is an avenue for this and probably a way to even monetize it at some point. And even if not, it's just like altruistic. They see that the problems that are around Twitter and they want to address them and fix them, and they're using cryptography to do it. Naomi, going to throw it up to you, though.
Yeah, so there are a couple of ways to interpret this, and I've been seeing both interpretations across the Twitter sphere. One of them is, well, you got the likes of Microsoft and Twitter, and they're throwing around the buzzwords like decentralization. Now, we all know that decentralization isn't this end state, right? This is this spectrum, and we shouldn't be thinking of it in terms of absolutes. You know, you can have more decentralized projects, less decentralized projects, and there are trade-offs within there. So when you have big companies like Microsoft and Twitter throwing around the word decentralization, I can understand why people are skeptical, and they're like, okay, so they're just using this as a marketing pitch. You know, to what extent will a giant company like this decentralize? But on the other side of things, you have to look at it from their point of view, that they are really under the thumb of the government. They're being told what to do. There's tremendous pressure on them to not execute their own vision, but to execute at the behest of governments around the world. So I can understand why they might actually want to create a system that captures their vision of the company, and doesn't keep them as a central focal point that can be coerced by government. So it's a couple of things to think about there, but definitely exciting as we move forward and learn more about this.